Meet the Ride1Up Roadster V3 Suspension variant, a sleek commuter e-bike that blends into city streets without screaming electric bike. Aimed at casual riders and daily commuters, this lightweight roadster promises a smooth ride, responsive pedal assist, and a dash of comfort thanks to a brand new front suspension fork. In this review, we'll explore how its stealthy design, suspensions, and advanced torque sensor system translate to real-world riding. We'll also look at its acceleration, range, long ride comfort, and any drawbacks to help you decide if this is the right everyday e-bike for you. From a distance, the Roadster V3 could be mistaken for a standard fixie or gravel bike. Its aesthetic is minimalist and stealthy. The battery is hidden in the down tube and completely flush mounted, and the wiring is internally routed, so there's no tangle of cables to give away the electronics. As a result, the exterior is extremely clean and simple. The slim frame keeps it looking like a normal bicycle. At a glance, even the compact LCD display and discrete thumb throttle don't draw unwanted attention. This is a bike you can park at the cafe without turning heads. The overall vibe is low-key and modern, which is exactly what a style-conscious commuter might want in a city where e-bikes are everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to turn on the bike. The on button's right here. Just hold it for a few seconds. A color screen comes up. It's a very nice, neat color screen, and you can scroll up and down for the speed mode. I usually just ride in the fastest mode. And then there's a menu button right here. You can hold on to that. And then you go into this really neat, really well-designed UI. The most important ones here is the ride mode. You can click into the ride mode and change it into class 1, class 2, and class 3. And I usually just ride in class 3 as it's the fastest mode. Very, very nice, clear menu system. If you hold the up button for a few seconds, I think the light comes on. Yep, and the light comes on. The throttle is on the left-hand side. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that, but it is on the left side. In the boosted mode, I feel like I'm only giving roughly 5 to 10% of the strength. Let's go. So I had the gear very high, and when I need to accelerate very quickly, I still need to put in a lot of work. Of course, this feels very, very smooth as compared to other types of hub motors that I've tried before. It's infinitely smoother. Oh, it is incredibly smooth. I love the way this thing rides. It feels very light and nimble. When I reviewed a lot of other hub motors, one of the biggest issues is when the motor's kicking, you definitely feel it. And it's abrupt and they're delayed. It just doesn't feel very good. However, with this, it comes in very smoothly. And it's almost instantaneous, and it just feels very good, as if it's complementing your ride rather than trying to take over your ride, which I really do appreciate.
A new addition to this Roadster variant is the 35mm air suspension fork. While 35mm of travel is modest, it's intentionally kept short to smooth out road chatter and small bumps without adding much weight. Urban riders will appreciate how this fork takes the edge off potholes, cracked pavement, and even stretches of gravel path. Previously, the Roadster was rigid and could transmit a lot of vibration to the rider on rough roads. Now, the suspension fork acts as a small buffer between you and the road, absorbing those jolts from uneven terrain. Hitting a pothole or curb hop is less jarring. This model also features an adjustable stem that lets you raise the handlebars for a more upright posture or lower them for a sportier feel. That adjustability, combined with the flat bar and ergonomic grips, means you can fine-tune your riding position for comfort. The stock saddle strikes a balance between cushion and sporty firmness. It's acceptable for short trips. One of the Roadster's standout qualities is its lightweight build, tipping the scales around 40 pounds. It's significantly lighter than many electric bikes I've reviewed. For context, lots of commuter e-bikes weigh 60 pounds, so this model feels more like a regular bicycle when riding and maneuvering. I immediately noticed the nimble handling. The bike is quick to respond to steering inputs and easy to lift or carry when needed. If your commute includes a train ride or an upstairs apartment, that portability is a big plus. On the road, the handling is lively and confident. The frame geometry puts you in a semi-forward lean, which gives it a sporty feel without being overly aggressive. Importantly, if your battery runs out, the Roadster's lightweight and efficient wheels mean you can pedal it like a normal bicycle. The heart of the Roadster ride experience is its torque sensor system. Essentially, the brain that measures your pedaling force and instantly adjusts motor output to match. Unlike cheaper e-bikes that use cadence sensors, this setup responds to how hard you pedal. The result is remarkably natural and responsive assist that compares to higher-end mid-drive systems. In fact, Ride1Up developed this system with engineers who worked on Bosch e-bike drives, and it shows. The torque sensor really stood out, providing power that feels natural and responsive, almost like it's just amplifying my own effort. And what does this mean in practice? Essentially, the Roadster pedals like a regular bicycle, only easier.
Even in class 3, I feel like to maintain above 20 miles per hour speed, I have to do a good amount of workout. I feel like right now I'm doing maybe 40 to 50% of the work. I am at the highest gear, and I'm going at 21 miles per hour, going up a 3% incline.
There's no jerky surge when the motor kicks in and no obvious lag. Power flows in proportion to your pedaling. Start pedaling lightly and the bike gives gentle support. Push harder and the assist ramps up instantly. In terms of power, the Roadster runs a 500 watt, 50 Newton meter torque rear hub motor made by MyVice, a unit known for being quiet and efficient. While 50 Newton meters isn't as beastly as some mid-drives, which can top 90 Newton meters, the combination of the torque sensor and the bike's lightweight means it still accelerates eagerly on flats and tackles moderate hills respectively. The Roadster V3 is a Class 3 e-bike, meaning it can assist up to 28 miles per hour when you're pedaling. With the stock settings, the top pedal assist speed is about 28 miles per hour. That's plenty fast for a commuter bike. At those speeds, you'll be keeping pace with city traffic on all but major roads. There is also a thumb throttle integrated neatly next to the display, which will propel the bike up to 20 miles per hour without pedaling. When it comes to off-the-line quickness, the Roadster V3 is peppy but not a rocket. It took me about 18 seconds to reach 20 miles per hour. Also, the throttle is on the left side of the handlebar, which took me a while to get used to. The Tektro dual-piston hydraulic disc brakes, 160mm rotors, are adequate for this level of performance. They provide reliable stopping power, though they're not superbly powerful compared to some larger rotor setups. Given the Roadster's lightweight, however, they do the job fine for emergency stops. Range is always an important consideration for commuters. The Roadster comes with a 36-volt, 10-amp-hour battery built into the down tube. On paper, Ride1Up quotes a range of 20 to 40 miles per charge. Those estimates, as usual, assume optimal conditions. Running in full boost mode with a 200-pound rider yielded about 18 miles before the battery gave out. This is done in 50-degree weather. It's also worth considering that the Roadster's smaller battery is a conscious design choice to keep weight down. The saddle and grips are decent quality. The Cell Royale Vivo saddle is medium firm and reasonably padded. It's not a wide plush seat, but it's also not an ultra-hard race saddle. It's easy to swap if you have a favorite saddle for touring. The grips are by Ergotech, which have a palm rest shape to support your hands. They do a good job preventing numbness on longer rides, and lock-on collars keep them from twisting. Combine those grips with the front suspension fork and 45mm tires, and you have a bike that dampens a lot of the road buzz before it reaches your hands.
Oh man, I'm actually going pretty fast on this. You can definitely feel the suspension is struggling, but it's much better than no suspension. Wow. And the handling is pretty good as well. The seat may not be the most comfortable, but it's doing a respectable job. If you're a commute, you have to go on this rough patch for a little shortcut. This bike will handle it zero problem, especially with the newly added suspensions. Okay, these are rocks. Handles rocks no problem. Okay, this is really hard packed dirt. Come on. And we're doing that, no problem as well. Very nice. The ride quality is definitely very smooth, especially the acceleration. I would say this bike really excels under 20 miles per hour. Just everything it does under 20 miles per hour feels very purposeful. There's no delay. it just feels great. There's plenty of power under 20 miles per hour. The balance is really good as well. See, I'm riding with one hand, and being able to one hand feels extremely stable, and it just feels very good. If you're city riding in this upright position, it definitely it's one hell of a smooth ride. I would say, even though this is not the most powerful bike that I ever reviewed, this is actually one of my favorites because of how light it is, and also how much control I have. For most commuting purposes, I don't go above 20 miles per hour. So this bike free rolls very well. Even if it runs out of battery, there's a good amount of resistance, you know, but if you're pedaling it like a real bike, still feels okay.
The Ride1Up Roadster V3 Suspension emerges as a well-balanced commuter e-bike that caters to riders who want a blend of style, agility, and comfort for everyday riding. It clearly builds upon the strengths of the previous Roadster and addresses some of its weaknesses. This bike will appeal to casual riders and daily commuters who value a natural pedaling feel and a bike that doesn't weigh them down. If you're coming from a traditional bicycle, you'll appreciate that the Roadster still feels like biking, just easier and faster. It's the kind of ride where you can get a workout if you want, or arrive to work without breaking a sweat if you let the assist do the heavy lifting. It's also ideal for those who live in apartments or need to carry their bike occasionally, thanks to its trim, weight, and size. And of course, if you simply love the idea of an e-bike that doesn't look like an e-bike, the Roadster nails that aesthetic. Let us know what you think of this bike. Do you love it or hate it? Let us know down below. I'll see you on the next one, and remember, always wear a helmet.